So hi everybody, welcome to Instagram Live. I'm so excited to be able to connect with members and friends of the Mulgrave community in this way. This is the first time that I've used Instagram Live, but I'm really happy to be able to connect with you, albeit virtually. I'm missing you like mad. I'm certainly missing the face-to-face, but if this is a good substitute, then let it be. I'm going to be going on Instagram Live every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, and I hope as many people as possible will be able to join me at 2. But of course, it will be recorded, and if you can't join me live, then please look and connect at another time. So what I'm going to be doing during these sessions on Wednesday afternoons is I'm going to be answering some questions, and I've already had questions coming in from our community, and what I'll attempt to do is answer a few questions each week so that I can keep everybody up to speed with what is happening at Mulgrave and what is happening with the big picture about our school. Let me just start by saying that I hope that you and your family are safe and well. These are challenging times, and we're all taking a bit of time to adjust to the new situation which we're in. But I hope you're all safe and well and not going too crazy in this current situation. So the first question I'm going to answer today is the school closed? So I was posed this question the other day by a student who came into the school to collect some resources, and they say, well, I thought the school was closed. Well, the easy answer is that the school is closed, but it's also not closed. So yes and no is the answer. And let me just explain that. So as you know, the government just before spring break said that all schools would have to suspend whole class instruction, in-class instruction in all schools in the province, and Mulgrave was included in that. And they deliberately didn't use the word schools are closed, that in-class instruction was suspended. So that's why it's both yes and no. So Mulgrave isn't closed. In fact, I'm sitting at Mulgrave now, and if you were to come along to Mulgrave on any one day, you probably find between 30 and 40 people here. The majority of people who are here, of course, are some of our support staff. Many of our support staff are working at home, but some of our support staff just can't work at home, and we need them here in the building to look after certain things. So a good example is our facilities team. They're helping making sure the school stays clean in our public areas, but also doing some of the long-term maintenance jobs that they need to do. The other reason the school is open is that we do have teachers dropping in from time to time. Some of our teachers don't have reliable internet connection at home, so they're coming in to do some of their lessons, their e-learning lessons from school. Some are dropping in to pick up resources. Some are coming in to provide resources and equipment to be picked up in our lobby. And in fact, if you go down to the lobby now, you'll see the receptionist down there, but you'll see a ton of tables laid out in the lobby with all different kinds of learning resources on for students to pick up, from artwork to learning packs for grade 1 students and so on. So it looks quite an active place, even though it's deadly quiet. And we're missing people like mad. A school isn't really about a building. A school is about a community and relationships, and we're certainly missing that aspect of school, those of us that are here. The other reason the school is open, you'll be interested to know, is that we actually have one class going on, and in that class we are providing childcare for the children of essential health workers. So in the Mulgrave community, we have some doctors and some nurses who are absolutely in the front line of fighting COVID-19, working mainly at Lionsgate hospitals, but also other hospitals. And some of those are dropping off their children, just a few children every day. And we're making sure that we do our part in trying to support them as they are absolutely in the front line of this pandemic. Another reason the school is open is that and I think I've said this to you before, is that we have a couple of people in the school who are operating our 3D printers, because like many other schools and universities, we are using our 3D printers to help print some of the safety equipment needed for healthcare workers. So although it's very quiet and there's not a lot of people here, in some ways there's a lot going on. So that's why the school is both open and closed. The next question that I'd like to answer is a really good one, and I'm grateful for this question, is how are you managing? And of course I can answer that in two ways. I can answer it as head of school, and I have to say it has been a challenging few weeks. Obviously we predicted that the school was going to be closed about 10 days before spring break, and the team here, the teachers, some of the support staff and the principals really turned their mind to thinking about setting up e-learning even before spring break happened and the official announcement occurred. So it's been pretty hectic. It's been a steep learning curve for us all. We were fortunate, I think, to maybe get ahead of some other schools. We were fortunate also to have some contacts in Hong Kong and China. Many of you know that I used to work in Hong Kong, as did Miss Burns and one or two other teachers. So we were able to speak to people in Hong Kong and China where schools have been closed for nearly 2 months, to be able to pick their brains about the pitfalls we should avoid and the things we should do when we were setting up e-learning. So it really has been a busy 3 weeks. Many of our teachers took a lot of their spring break to be working on preparing things, and I'm really grateful to them and to their families for that. But it did mean come the Tuesday of last week, we were in a good position to sort out and to lay on some pretty high quality e-learning. That said, it's going 95% smoothly. There's a few things to sort out for sure, as there always will be. And we've really appreciated the feedback from students and from parents about how we can tweak things further to improve the quality of e-learning. It will never be a substitute, of course, for coming into school and having the rich experience that we all have here during the day, but we're trying to make it as varied as possible. And I've been completely bowled over by the incredible stories and ingenuity and creativity that teachers and students have shown in making this not just 5 or 6 hours of solid screen time every day. So well done, Mulgrave, well done everybody, but particularly our teachers in the work that they're doing in trying to get e-learning really up and running effectively. The last thing I'd like to say is on this question is that I'm very grateful for our communications team. Nadine Petman, Elizabeth Calderon have been really helpful in helping me get out the messages we've needed to get out to our community about how to prepare for what we're going through, like everybody else in the world, how to stay safe and how to support each other. At the end of the day, community and relationships are absolutely key, and they've been very helpful to me in making sure that we all think about the really important things of life, even though we may be suffering some inconveniences. So that's me as head of school. Of course, I'm also a dad and a husband at home too, and probably like all of you, I'm struggling just a little bit with the social isolation. It's not quite the same as face-to-face. I wish it were otherwise. My daughter teases me and says that I'm not suffering as much as anybody else because I go to school every day, which is true. I come here to connect with people who are working here. But nevertheless, it's hard. That said, in every adverse situation, I think it's really important that we look for the positives. And the positives for our family is very much that we've been able to spend a bit more time with each other than we normally do. We eat together more frequently. We play board games in the evenings. And although we may all get a bit bored and frustrated about that as time goes on, there's certainly been some positives in that for our family in the first few weeks. So look, thanks for listening. Please stay safe. Please make sure that you're reaching out to friends and family, albeit virtually. Please take advantage of this most fantastic weather we're having in BC. It really is a bonus for us to be able to have that alongside what we're dealing with COVID-19. I was speaking online to some friends in Toronto this morning where it's snowing heavily. So I think we're quite fortunate. Anyway, look, I'll pause there. I look forward to connecting with you all next Wednesday. In the meantime, stay healthy and stay safe.